afternoon and welcome to Premier League Live for another match week in the Premier League. It's a West London derby to kick off your Saturday afternoon of action. A double header of Premier League football today as Chelsea host Fulham and Newcastle welcome Manchester City later this evening. A very split match week over 2 weekends, this weekend and next weekend. All 10 Premier League games split up into different time slots, and this one is the second of the weekend. Burnley and Luton kicked us off a battle at the bottom on Friday night to get us underway for this game week 21 after the kind of cup break of the new year, and Burnley held late on in that one, Luton getting a late equaliser to get a point at Turf Moor. A must-win game surely for Burnley, but they couldn't hold on to keep the 3 points going their way. This one, on the other hand, is an important game on very different fronts. They want kind of the bragging rights of West London. These two teams both fight over who is the oldest and who is the strongest. Chelsea, the pride of London banner, goes around Stamford Bridge in the stands, and they will be hoping that they will have the bragging rights over their local rivals and their closest rivals this afternoon. To today's teams then, and Chelsea have made just the one change from the side that slumped a defeat at Middlesbrough in midweek action in the EFL Cup semi-final. After missing a hatful of chances at the Riverside, Mauricio Pochettino brings back Armando Broja to lead the attack. Cole Palmer, who started as the number 9 against Middlesbrough, reverts to the wing. The other big news for Chelsea is that Ben Chilwell and Carney Chukwuemeka are both amongst the subs after lengthy injury absences, and Benoit Badiashile is also on the bench, but Romeo Lavia and Christopher Nkunku remain absent. Fulham boss Marco Silva has made 3 changes from the Carabao Cup semi-final defeat to Liverpool in midweek, the most notable of which sees Tom Kearney return to skipper the side in midfield in place of Harrison Reed. Well, the 32-year-old has been excellent of late for the Cottagers, and his inclusion at the expense of the more defensively minded Reid hints that Silva is eyeing all 3 points. Elsewhere, Kenny Teddy gets the nod over Timothy Castagna at left back, and Harry Wilson starts ahead of Bobby De Cordova-Reid in the front 3. Winger Willian starts against his former club following his goal against Liverpool in midweek. The benches for both teams looks like this: Bergstrom, Bettinelli, Gilchrist, Badiashile, Mudryk, Chukwuemeka, Chilwell, Washington and Madueke for Chelsea. For Fulham, Rodak, Ream, Castagna, Reid, Lukic, Francois, De Cordova-Reid, Muniz and Vinicius. It's a West London derby, Saturday lunchtime in January, a cold afternoon, but both teams will be desperate for the 3 points of their recent form. Who will get them? We'll find out. Kickoff is next. Good afternoon and welcome to LFS this afternoon, our first Premier League game of the weekend. 4 Premier League commentaries for you this weekend, 2 today and 2 tomorrow. A very split weekend in the Premier League, very exciting weekend of course to come over the next 2 weeks. Game week 21, a very unusual game week in the Premier League. All 10 games split over 2 weekends. We'll talk about both of these sides throughout the game and how their recent form has been going, and how important 3 points is to both of these sides, Chelsea and Fulham today. But also, of course, with any derby, it's the bragging rights that both clubs want. Of course, you want the points, but the bragging rights is what everyone wants in a derby, and this one is a very fierce one. They are literally located on the same road, less than a few miles apart in West London, one of the closest derbies in the Premier League. And we are underway at Stamford Bridge, where Chelsea welcome Fulham again this afternoon. And these two sides have a very indifferent history between the two of them. 3 different results in the last 3 games between the two teams. Chelsea winning at Craven Cottage earlier this season by 2-0. They played out a 0-0 draw back here in February of last year and Fulham won back in January of last year, 2-1 at home against Chelsea. So 3 very different results in recent fixtures, and that's what makes this game so unpredictable. Not only their recent form, but both of these sides at the minute and over this Premier League season very well matched in terms of their ability. And Chelsea in better form as of recent compared to Fulham, of course. Chelsea won 3 of their last 4 games in all competitions, only losing to Middlesbrough in the Carabao Cup semi-final. Fulham, on the other hand, they've lost 3 of their last 5 games in all competitions. Only 1 win in the Premier League in that time. That was against Arsenal. Here's Gallagher trying to find the ball for Broja, but hits the Fulham defence. And one thing about Fulham, I watched them against Arsenal a few weeks ago on New Year's Eve, and they never gave up in that game. They went 1-0 down very early on against Arsenal and never really felt that they were out of the game. They worked their way back into it and fought their way back and won the game, Fulham. So Chelsea will be well aware of that this afternoon and hoping to get a similar result. Fulham, a free kick there, a foul on Raheem Sterling by Kenny Tete, and Fulham fans and players disagreeing with Anthony Taylor, the referee's decision. But I think that is a pretty fair decision there. It's a late catch on Raheem Sterling from Kenny Tete, and it sets up a free kick here for Chelsea, an opportunity to whip a ball in early. A chance to put the Fulham defence under pressure inside the first few minutes here at Stamford Bridge. So Gallagher and Palmer over this one. Free kick on the left hand side. Can they make it this set piece count, Chelsea? Referee just checking the box. Whistle goes. Palmer steps up, left footed cross, and pretty easily cleared by Fulham. Chelsea had all their bodies at the back post, but Fulham were there to clear it away when it got there, and pretty easily defended in the end. Chelsea need to be so much more threatening. It was a very flat cross from Cole Palmer, really. Not much kind of threat in that cross. Mind blown in the chat. I wish people would get it right and remember Chelsea and Fulham are both South West London and not West London. Check their postcodes. Okay. Okay. It's just it's very officially known as a West London derby. But there we go. Maybe they are South West London. I have no idea. Who knows? Not that it really matters anyway. It's a derby anyway, and both of these sides know how much it means to win a game like this. Chelsea have had a good record against Fulham. That defeat to Fulham last season in January is their only defeat against Fulham in the Premier League since March 2006. Every other game has either been a draw or a Chelsea win in the Premier League since then. So a very, very good record in recent times for Chelsea, of course, being the more dominant force in West London over the years under various different managers. They've been under various different managers in the last 2 seasons. Not going all rosy at the moment. Caught in possession there was Cole Palmer, and Kearney gets it to Tossin. Now out to Kenny Tete, tries to fire it forward. Jimenez breaking off the defence. Referee will play advantage after Jimenez was fouled. Andres Pereira has it on the right wing. Spins his way past Colwill, linking up with Tete, who's brought down there by Enzo Fernandez, but the referee gives the free kick to Chelsea. Felt that Kenny Tete went over it just a bit too easily there, did referee Anthony Taylor, and the free kick went Chelsea's way. Here's Axel Disasi for Chelsea. Thiago Silva Enzo Fernandez, ball over the top. Sterling's made the run in behind. Up against Tete, cuts it back. Gallagher missed it. Caicedo was following up, but really good from Fulham. And Tom Kearney making the interception. And now he's played the ball forward, but cleared out of the way by Levi Colwill and out for a Fulham throw. But it was a good move by Chelsea initially. Really good spot by Enzo Fernandez. Spotted the run of Raheem Sterling in behind on the left hand side, and he cut it back, and it was just inches ahead of the foot of Conor Gallagher, who was running from the edge of the box to try and finish it. Caicedo was behind him, but Tom Kearney got in the way and tried to get Fulham up the other end, of which they have a throw in inside Chelsea's half. Fulham. Tete to take this throw in, high up on the right hand side for Fulham. Brought down by Wilson, trying to return it to Kenny Tete, and Wilson's battling to keep the possession, and he'll get the throw in. And Luke Rookie in the chat says, "Let's go Chelsea." So Tete with another throw for Fulham down the line. Heavy touch there by Harry Wilson, and straight out of play for a Chelsea throw. Now, both of these sides, quite unpredictably, are in a League Cup semi-final. Of course, it could be a realistic possibility that both sides meet each other at Wembley at the end of next month. Of course, both sides actually a 1-goal deficit they need to overturn in their home games against their respective opposition in the League Cup semi-finals, in Middlesbrough for Chelsea and Liverpool for Fulham. Both a goal down going into that second leg next midweek. Of course, both of these sides will have an extended break before then, of course. With this being the winter break, that is why match day 21 is over 2 weekends. 10 teams play this weekend and get their winter break from next week, and the other 10 teams who play next weekend are already on their winter break at the moment. Interesting schedule from the Premier League, but it keeps us entertained. We have football over both weekends instead of missing out on one. Perfect. Although I'd have to say this weekend, the fixtures for this weekend are a lot more exciting. Chelsea, Fulham, Newcastle, Man City, Everton, Villa, and then Manchester United, Tottenham all this weekend. And then we've already seen Burnley and Luton draw 1-1 last night. So certainly a much more exciting weekend this weekend, I would have to say. But of course, the Premier League is filled with exciting games of football. Of course, as you can see, all the fixtures down the left-hand side of your screen. Fulham have the ball at the back here. Here's Willian, who scored in that game against Liverpool in midweek. Of course, playing against his old club today. Willian. He has scored against Chelsea previously. He scored in that 2-1 win against Chelsea last season. He scored the opening goal. That was before João Felix was sent off in that game. Here's Levi Colwill. Ball from the left-hand side, trying to target Broja. Good header cleared by Tussin, and then the follow-up comes off Enzo Fernandez and behind for a goal kick to Fulham. It was better from Chelsea. It really threatening cross from Levi Colwill from the left-hand side, curling back towards the box, and just didn't get over the head of Tussin. He got in the way of it and cleared it away for Fulham. Here's Leno. Tussin. Space to try and find a ball forward. He'll play it across to Issa Diop. He's trying to find Robinson down the left-hand side. Up against Malo Gusto. Cuts it back for Willian. Both on the left flank at the moment. Willian trying to sneak his way past Gusto, but he has to turn and plays it back straight into Chelsea feet. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Conor Gallagher. Back to Axel Disasi, and Gets a bit of a groan from the home fans. They wanted the ball going forward, but sure, it's better to keep the possession, and sometimes you need to go back to go forward. Here's Disasi. Finds Gallagher in space. On the right is Palmer, but no forward options at the moment for Palmer. Spins on the ball. Nice flick by Gallagher. Broja, nice quick feet. Feeds it out to Palmer again. Back to Broja. Oh, right of the 18-yard box. Puts a cross in and cleared away by Tussin again. Again, seems to be the target for Chelsea. Putting those crosses into the box. That was really well won back by Broja. And now Gallagher tries to cut it back. Enzo Fernandez blocked. And Wilson trying to clear it away, but Fulham struggling to get it cleared out of Chelsea possession. Here's Gallagher again on the right flank. Puts a cross in. Fernandez had made the run cleared away. Gallagher again. Gusto. Palmer. Cole Palmer. Working to the edge of the box. Finds it to Enzo Fernandez in the middle. Tried to thread it through for Palmer, but blocked away by Fulham. And they just need to clear the lines at the moment, and that's exactly what Anthony Robinson did there. And Raul Jimenez wanted a free kick, but just pushed off the ball there by Axel Disasi, and well won back by Chelsea again. Colwell. Sterling. Back to Levi Colwell. Fulham under the cosh at the minute. Chelsea finding those spaces to work the ball into. Not a good challenge by Diop. Enzo Fernandez. Now Sterling. Sterling goes right-footed, blocked by Tete. Falls back to Enzo Fernandez again. Now Colwell. Fernandez. High on a cross, but the cross is too low and cleared away. But every time Fulham clear the ball, Chelsea have a man to pick it back up on the halfway line and get them going forward again. Just can't seem to take the pressure off their defence at the minute, Fulham. It's a good block though. Pereira. He's beaten off the ball. Well won back by Caicedo. Palmer. Gallagher finds Caicedo. 72% of the ball for Chelsea. Dominating the game, of course. And want to try and find an opener. Threaded through ball. Here's Broja. Gets to the byline. He's got Sterling in the middle. Cuts it back to the wide. Gusto with a cross. Cleared away. And Willian will try and get Fulham out of their own half, but Robinson has to fire it long again. Constant attack versus defence at the minute in Chelsea's favour. Palmer. Malo Gusto. It's the Fulham crowd that are the loudest at the moment, and there was an offside flag up against Broja there as he was targeted, and that will be a free kick to Fulham, which will give them a bit of a reprieve, a bit of a moment to breathe after that last few minutes of constant intense pressure from Chelsea. But I've come out unharmed at the moment, the visitors. And for all the possession that Chelsea have had, they've only had 2 shots, not a shot on target as of yet. Nice. After struggling to score at home in the early part of the season, in their last 6 games at home, Chelsea have only scored 1 goal, just the once, and that was in the cup game against Newcastle, where they won on penalties. Every other game has been 2 or more goals for Chelsea at home in the last 6, so you certainly know how to score goals at home. Enzo Fernandez, nice ball, finds Caicedo. Sterling on the left flank, driving into the box. Here's Raheem Sterling trying to cut it to the back post, but again Fulham somehow scramble it away. Colwell though nicks it back. Fernandez. Palmer. Gallagher on the edge of the box and takes the strike, but over the bar from Conor Gallagher. Really good build-up play from Chelsea again. Their approach play is incredible. How they win the ball back and get it moving, one-touch football, edge of the Fulham box, and then again it's the finish that lets them down. Gallagher has to try and get that on target. Edge of the box, he side foots it and he's leaning back as he takes the strike and fires it over the bar. Should do better there from Chelsea, but it's, again, deja vu, really. All the approach play and the possession and the chance creation that you want from your team, but at the minute it's just lacking the goals and the finishing ability. I mean, the Chelsea have the second highest XG in the Premier League this season, 39.9. Only Liverpool have more at 44.9. They're matching the likes of a Newcastle and bettering Manchester City's XG at the minute, Chelsea. That's how good their chances are that they're creating. Considering the goals they've scored 34 goals this season. Should have at least another 6 more based on XG. Here's Anthony Robinson, though, trying to get Fulham forward, give them something positive. Willian switches the ball out to Tete. Now Pereira trying to cross it, blocked by Fernandez. Pereira gets it back, will cross it again, and threatening cross, but Chelsea have bodies to clear it away. And Thiago Silva, but Tossin has it back. Kearney, Willian with a flick on, but Raul Jimenez wasn't there to pick it up. But Fulham do win it back through Palhinha. Palhinha, a very highly rated midfielder. Fulham will be looking to keep him over the January window. It doesn't look like he will be going anywhere, Palhinha. But of course, a lot of interest from a lot of clubs around the world, not just in the Premier League. Here's Willian. Down the left-hand side is Robinson on the overlap. Cross in. It's deep one. Just couldn't reach Harry Wilson at the back post. Picked up by Palhinha. Wilson flicks it forward and felt he was fouled there. Referee said no, and Fulham still have that possession, so he's playing on. Is Anthony Taylor. Kearney. Robinson on the left-hand side. Has to go back to Willian. And Kearney will put it out of play, I think. And they'll actually keep it in play. I mean, we'll put it out of play eventually there. Harry Wilson still on the floor. Just see the replay of this again. Yeah, there's not much in that. I mean, Levi Colwill got that pretty clearly. It's just one of those. It's an unfortunate catch on Harry Wilson. I think the referee got that one right there. Didn't give Chelsea the Fulham the free kick they were hoping for. Probably rightfully so. A lot of quality on show this afternoon. Just whether the quality will show up and perform. Not a criticism about Levi Colwill in midweek, is of course centre back by trade. At the minute playing left back, of course, with injuries at the moment. Ben Chilwell returning to the bench today will be a welcome sign for not only Chelsea fans but the Chelsea manager. But here's Pereira in behind. Thiago Silva rescues a dangerous opportunity for Fulham and puts it out for a goal kick to his team. Hits it off Harry Wilson, or Andres Pereira, sorry. Good ball down the right hand side. Kenny Tete. Pereira made the run in behind, stretched the Chelsea defence. Silva was beaten initially, and Disasi was playing him onside. But really good recovery by the veteran Thiago Silva to use his experience and his know-how and get the goal kick for Chelsea to take the pressure off them defensively. Silva carried the ball out there, and Palhinha, crunching challenge, come flying in, nowhere near Silva to be fair, and put the ball out of play for a Chelsea throw on the left hand side. Look at another throw in here. Sterling hitting it off Palhinha. Here's Colwill. Sterling. Back to Levi Colwill. Down the line to find Sterling as Tete clears. Silva comes in with a header. Brought down by Bruya. Heavy touch, and that heavy touch will actually win him a free kick. They've taken it quickly. Fernandez out wide to Gusto. Now down the right is Palmer. Back infield to Gusto. Fernandez eyeing up some options, facing his own goal at the moment. Has to turn and open it up. Does find the pass to Sterling on the left. Chelsea have a couple of bodies in the box, 3 in the box at the minute. Sterling overlapping was Enzo Fernandez. Fernandez with a cross, and the header just wide from Armando Broja. Wide of the left post, not too far away from the Chelsea forward, but Again, really good approach play. Enzo Fernandez totally unmarked. Sneaks his way around the back of the two Fulham defenders and gets the ball from Sterling on the overlap. Takes a touch with his right, crosses it with his left, and Armando Berea came charging towards it and flicked it on, but just wide of the left post. Behind for a goal kick. Good opportunity there for Chelsea again, but once again, nothing to show for it. They're free. Letting a few things go here today. A couple of players went down. Have gone down this afternoon. The referees just let it play on, which is pretty sensible, I would have to say. Tosin. Back to Leno. Now Diop. Kearney. Willian has to go back to Issa Diop. Palinha. And Fulham struggling to find their forward options at the moment, just playing it around the back at the minute, waiting for a space to open up. Tosin spotted a space, switches it beautifully out to Willian, although Willian closely marked by Malo Gusto, who comes in and makes a good challenge and wins it back for Chelsea. Gallagher, Caicedo, back to Disasi, straight up the front to Broja. Really good football by Chelsea. Caicedo to Fernandez, now Colwell. Sterling down the left. Has to go back to Levi Colwell on the halfway line. Good from Chelsea. Fulham had the ball. Patience, waiting for them to try and take a risk, take a chance, and well, one back by Malo Gusto, but that wasn't his best pass there, was it, from Malo Gusto? Straight out of play for a Fulham throw. Tried to make the pass round the corner to Cole Palmer, but Palmer was just ahead of the ball. Couldn't retreat in time to keep the possession for Chelsea there. It's Anthony Robinson for Fulham. Pereira trying to link it up with Robinson, and he'll get the free kick there as he was caught by Thiago Silva. That will be a free kick to Fulham. Smart at winning those free kicks is Andreas Pereira. He won one in midweek against Liverpool that he was turned on the theatrics for, but Thiago Silva's probably arguing the same thing, but he did catch him. And Marco Silva has a few words to say to his team at the minute. Not too happy with how his side are playing forward, asking them for more forward passes. It's more sideways and backwards at the moment from Fulham, struggling to find those forward balls. Here's Leno. Tete fires a long one down the line. Too much for Harry Wilson, cleared away by Colwell. Heavy touch from Sterling, allows Pereira to win it back, but won't get the free kick. Fair challenge to the referee, throw in Chelsea. That's what I mean, some of those types of challenges that other referees would have given. Anthony Taylor's allowed it to play on, and makes for a more interesting game, to be fair. You can't just throw yourself to the floor and expect a free kick. Caicedo. Nice spread of the ball. Sterling with space on the left, up against Tete. Sterling ticks on the Fulham defender and blocked off, but will win a corner, will Raheem Sterling. Good defender by Kenny Tete, but really good spot from Moises Caicedo to find a free Raheem Sterling on the left. Sterling did well to win the corner. Set piece for Chelsea again. It's actually the first corner of the game so far. 24.5 minutes gone. Still 0-0 at Stamford Bridge. Cole Palmer with this corner. Left footed delivery. Out swinging corner. Palinha did get a touch to that, and it was flying in the sky and came right into the hands of Bernd Leno quite comfortably in the end. He rolls it out to Robinson. Kearney has to battle for it to keep the possession. Nice spin away from Enzo Fernandez. From the experienced Tom Kearney. Willian now. Palinha. Pressed by Gallagher, but a nice side-footed pass to Tosin. Wilson. Now Tete on the overlap. Back to Harry Wilson again. He struggled to really get himself involved in the game so far. Him and Raul Jimenez up front for Fulham, two of their main attacking threats. Struggled to get much involvement in the game. Well, that's a good win back by Wilson. Nice ball. Here's Pereira, takes the shot. A nice, comfortable save in the end for Dode Petrovic. He made a nice, comfortable save to his right-hand side. It was a good spot by Andres Pereira. Might not have been the right decision in the end, as he was a bit far out of the box, but he spotted that bottom right left corner and thought he could sneak it in, but good goalkeeping by Dode Petrovic in the Chelsea goal. Again, that switch ball from Caicedo finds Sterling, but this time Raheem Sterling was offside. Flag up from the official on that far side. Raheem Sterling did just stray offside there. Made his run slightly too early. And that kind of knocks the rhythm out of Chelsea at the moment. It's their second offside of the game. So Fulham continue with a high line kind of approach. More attacking approach, but so far they've struggled to really show much in attack, Fulham. Here's Willian though. Can he change something? Robertson with a cross from the left-hand side. Back post is Wilson! Great save by Petrovic. Tete finds it to Pereira. Now Wilson again. All on the right flank at the moment. Tete with a flick, but there's not a single person beyond them. Out for a Chelsea goal kick. That was a good move by Fulham. Willian finds the overlap of Anthony Robinson. Lots of space and time to measure across, and he just fizzes it across the 6-yard box, right to the back post for Harry Wilson to just right-foot it, trying to find the near post, but a really good save by Petrovic to get in the way of that strike from Harry Wilson. He struggled to get into the game, Wilson, but he is a very threatening player and can sneak up on defences. He certainly snuck up on the Chelsea defence there, but their keeper got them out of trouble. Colwell. Broja down the left-hand side. Swap with Sterling, who's gone through the middle at the moment. Here is Broja. Works his way into the box, trying to get past Palhinha, and he can clear it away, but only as far as Enzo Fernandez. Good from Wilson, though. Won it back. Jimenez, far too casual in possession. Well won back by Fernandez. Now Broja. To Gallagher on the edge of the box. Tries to shoot. Blocked. Fernandez can't get a clean strike at it. Caicedo. Now Palmer does take a deflection, but straight into the hands of Bernd Leno. But again, both sides, you can feel a goal is certainly coming. Both sides put more pressure on the edge of each other's boxes and trying to find those finishes. Chelsea certainly having the better of it at the moment, but Fulham have had the 2 shots on target in the game. Robinson down the line. John Joseph in the chat says, come on, Chelsea. A couple of Chelsea fans joining us this afternoon. At the moment, Chelsea, I'd say, are the better team overall, but Fulham look really threatening on the counter-attack, as they have done in their couple of their previous games. It's been something they developed under Marco Silva. Not only do they want to dominate possession and win games that way, but when you do have less of the ball, your counter-attacking football needs to be perfect, and Fulham have shown that on a couple of occasions this afternoon, that their counter-attack can be threatening. Enzo Fernandez, though, for Chelsea. Thiago Silva. Disasi. Inside the Fulham half, those Chelsea players. Although Disasi has no forward options, goes back to Thiago Silva, who retreated back into his own half. Finds the space to find Enzo Fernandez. Now Disasi. Gallagher. Disasi again. There's also a 12:30 kickoff in the Championship, as well as Coventry and Leicester meet at the Coventry Building Society Arena. 30 minutes gone in that one, and it is still goalless as well. And Coventry, the better of the two teams early in the game, according to the stats. Here's Raheem Sterling trying to curl, trying to turn and spin and find the strike, but good block in the end. He's actually back on that left hand side there. Raheem Sterling. Here's Gusto on the right hand side. Gallagher. Palmer back to Conor Gallagher. Gusto. Good covering by Fulham at the moment, and Chelsea can't find the space through the lines, but comes back to Thiago Silva. Straight through the middle. Spin away by Palmer. Keeps the possession on the edge of the box. Tried to feed it through as Enzo Fernandez had made the run. But good positioning by Fulham in their own box, and they get it cleared. It's just not that final piece of the attack from Chelsea that's breaking down. I'm sure it's something they've worked incredibly hard on, because it's not been a problem that's just shown up in this game. It's been a constant problem at Chelsea. A problem they just can't find the solution to at the minute. Well, they're having so much of the possession, so many of the chances created in the build-up, but at the minute just struggling. Well, Cole Palmer, only second to Jude Bellingham for under-21 goal involvements in Europe's top 5 leagues. Jude Bellingham with 15, Cole Palmer with 12, level with Florian Wirtz in Bayer Leverkusen. So certainly a massive threat of Chelsea's that Fulham are massively aware of, surely. And that's a foul by Raheem Sterling. Free kick to Fulham. He is the main man at the minute for Chelsea, Cole Palmer. And only joined in the summer from Manchester City for a big fee, to be fair, over £40 million. Although compared to Chelsea's recent transfer fees, that's pretty small, to be fair. Of course, joined from Manchester City. It was kind of a shock whenever he did join Chelsea in the summer, Cole Palmer. Kind of a question mark over whether he was good enough, and why would Pep Guardiola let a player like that go, but I think he's got enough cover himself. Does Pep Guardiola at the moment, but Cole Palmer would certainly not be amiss. He was incredible in his last Premier League game away at Luton on the 30th of December. They won 3-2 on the day, but he was involved in all 3 goals, an assist and 2 goals on that day for Cole Palmer. Then followed that up with an assist against Preston here at the Bridge, but nothing for him in the midweek against Middlesbrough. He'll want to get back to getting involved in goals again. It's actually been very crucial to Chelsea this season, Cole Palmer. Incredibly involved, we'll tell about that in a moment. Gusto tried to thread it through, but Buria was blocked off again by Fulham. Seems like Fulham are allowing Chelsea to have the possession on the edge of the box and allowing them the space and time to measure those passes, but when they get anywhere near inside the box, Fulham are just getting the ball cleared as far away as possible and trying to find their right ball, but of course it's just get the ball out of danger first is the priority, and Fulham so far have been able to do that well, 9 times out of 10 so far, but Chelsea still keep coming and keep probing and pushing for that opening goal. Here's Gusto on the right side, through the lines, finds Conor Gallagher in the box at the byline, tried to cut it back, but Bernd Leno, quick to that one, knew it was coming and was there to make the catch, the Fulham keeper. Well, at the minute, with the poll in the chat, to get involved if you haven't done so already. 75% of the chat predicting a Chelsea win, 15% say a Fulham win, only 10% say a draw. Well, kind of in my pre-match predictions, I was looking at this game and thinking Chelsea in better form, Fulham struggling of late, but did get that big win against Arsenal on New Year's Eve, but not been in great form themselves very recently. Fulham, that defeat in midweek, with the strength that they went, they might struggle, but I do think Fulham are probably the better team at the moment, slightly, But at the minute, both sides very well matched here, but Chelsea having the chances, not been able to find the finish, typical. Fulham having the chances on the break, and they've just won a corner. There, Fulham through Anthony Robinson. Good move down the left-hand side there by Fulham. And they get their first corner of the afternoon. One apiece then in corners. And Fulham. The idea clearly today is to allow Chelsea to have more of the ball and kind of pick your moments, not to rush things, take your time, patience, and take your chances when they come your way. Wilson and Willian link up for the short corner. Whips it out to Kearney, who tries to strike from distance, but should have advised against that. Tom Kearney hits it wide. And behind for a goal kick into the last 10 minutes of the half. We have more Premier League action to come for you on LFS this evening. A really mouth-watering tie clash at St James's Park this evening. It's going to be something to behold as the champions Manchester City come to town and face Newcastle. Hard-fought battle between these two. In previous meetings, Newcastle already beaten Manchester City at home this season in the Carabao Cup third round. So they know how to get one over Pep Guardiola's side, but with Kevin De Bruyne back, could he be starting this afternoon? We will see. Of course, no Erling Haaland, of course, for City, which will be a blow, but certainly Kevin De Bruyne will be a massive boost to return to that Man City side. Newcastle Man City at 5:30 this evening. And we have all three of the remaining games, this weekend. Yeah, that 5:30 game and the two games tomorrow, all on LFS with live audio commentary. So do hit that subscribe button, hit the like, and do put on post notifications so you don't miss a single moment of the streams. Plus we've the NFL playoffs as well this weekend, the wildcard weekend. All the details on our channel page where you can see all the upcoming streams on LFS over the next 2 days. Willian gone down there, really rolling around in massive pain with a collision with Malo Gusto, and a yellow card goes the way of the Chelsea defender. Malo Gusto for that challenge on Willian. We'll see it again. Kind of loses. Oh! He's lucky there. VAR will of course check this, but he loses the ball, Gusto, to Kearney, and then comes flashing in, charging in to try and win it off kind of Willian, and his studs are showing, and he kind of not stumps. Stump would be a bit harsh, but in trying to win the ball back, loses his balance and kind of trudges his foot into the kind of lower shin area of Willian, just above his foot. And VAR will of course be double checking this. Anthony Taylor surely erring on the side of caution, and Willian will receive a bit of treatment for that challenge. Gusto has received a yellow card at the moment. I don't know if VAR are checking it at the moment. I'm sure they'll check every incident like this. I think he's lucky to get away with one here, Malo Gusto. It is a late, and he's out of control. But we will see. Willian is, back to his feet now. He is. And VAR's checks are complete, so no red card for Malo Gusto. Which, I mean, it's great to see Willian back to his feet, but no one also wants to lose a player, and Marco Silva is making the claim that it was a red card to fourth official Simon Hooper on the sidelines. Having a good conversation, but I think Anthony Taylor was right to err on the side of caution and let VAR decide whether it was enough to change the decision. I do think he did get it right in the end, Anthony Taylor erring on the side of caution, but nevertheless, a lot of people would have said that was a red card. I would be surprised if it isn't mostly Fulham fans, but who knows. Well, we've talked a lot about stats, and these two are on polar opposites of the age ranges, actually, interestingly enough. speak to you about that in a moment. As Fulham are coming down the right hand side, Pereira had his corner flag and wins a corner off Thiago Silva, does Andres Pereira. Interestingly, Chelsea have the youngest average age of their teams this season in the Premier League. Under just over 24 years is their average. Fulham, the oldest average age of their team this season, over 28 years. Fascinating, useless information, but it's fascinating information to know. Pereira to take this corner for Fulham on the right hand side. A chance for them to maybe nick a goal before the half. Pereira, right footed delivery. It's a awful corner. Straight into the chest of Raheem Sterling, who clears away pretty comfortably. Kearney wins it back. Willian. He's Pereira. Pereira with a cross deep to the back post. Palhinha keeps it alive. Robinson with a cross from the left. Diop was there, but Chelsea had bodies to get it away. Only as far as Palmer, though. He's almost at his own byline. Cole Palmer trying to work it away from Anthony Robinson, and did keep it in play, did Cole Palmer there. Very well done. Caicedo. Now Enzo Fernandez. Trying to burst Chelsea up the pitch. Get them forward. Colwell. Fernandez finds the space, tries to find the man. Does find Gusto, but Anthony Robinson had a second shot at trying to clear the ball and did get it cleared of danger there. Did Anthony Robinson. Retreating from attacking to defending quite resolutely there, Anthony Robinson. Sliding challenge from Palhinha to win the ball, but not given away, and Fernandez tried to take the shot from distance. Same kind of result, over the bar, and a goal kick to Fulham will ensue. Well, there we are. It's pretty clear at the moment what way this game is going. Both sides having opportunities. Fulham, I would say, arguably have had the better of the chances. Chelsea creating more, no doubt about it. They've had almost 4 times the shots that Fulham have had. 8-3. Here's Kenny Tete, though, trying to find it. Was Harry Wilson, and he did win a corner off Thiago Silva, who had to scramble up behind for the set piece to Fulham. A positive end of the half for Fulham, you'd have to say. Willian found the ball to Harry Wilson on the edge of the box, tried to kind of cross it in. Tete was on the overlap, should have went wide there, did Harry Wilson, but won the corner nonetheless. Pereira over to take this one on the right hand side again, but the referee's just to sort out a few scuffles in the box before this corner can come in. Now it comes in, whipped in, much better height on it, but killing connection. Wilson over and wide. Took a deflection in the process, though. Another corner. Better from Fulham, though. Clearly feeling that they can get something out of Chelsea on set pieces, definitely. Had a couple in space of a short amount of time. I think that's their 4th corner they're just getting now. Chelsea still only the 1. Fulham had 4 back-to-back corners. Chelsea had the first. Fulham have had 4 since. This is their 4th. Delivery from the left. Right-footed in, swinging corner. Headed away by Thiago Silva quite firmly. And wide for a Fulham throw-in. Fulham have the possession then. Last 30 seconds of the first 45 minutes. We'll see how long will be added on to the end of this half. I wouldn't say very much, but you never know nowadays. Wilson trying to keep the possession in, keep the ball in play there, but just lost the run of the ball. And Enzo Fernandez will pick it back up for Chelsea. And after those 45 minutes, we will have another 2 added minutes at the end of the half then. 2 more minutes of this first half to go, and trying to argue for a throw in there was Armando Broja. He lost that argument with Anthony Taylor, and Fulham will get the throw. Well, despite Chelsea not having a player in double figures of Premier League goals this season, they do have two players inside the top 10 goal scorers, Cole Palmer and Nicholas Jackson, on 8 goals and 7 goals respectively, sharing the goals between the two forwards at the moment. Well, not here today. Here's Willian though. Robinson couldn't get the catch the first time, puts a cross in. Thiago Silva back into danger, and Disasi forces it clear all the way out. But a dominant end of the half from Fulham, to be fair. Having more of the ball, creating more of the chances, and looking more threatening with those chances, Fulham, but still no breakthrough. Into the last minute of the half. Chelsea 0, Fulham 0. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Inside his own half, trying to drive it forward. Out wide to Colwell. Back to Thiago Silva. Right-footed ball forward. Headed away by Robinson. Gallagher was trying to retrieve it. Did retrieve it. Gusto helping out, and Caicedo gives it wide to Palmer. Here's Palmer, comes in field. Will he shoot from distance? No, he'll feed it through. Here's Sterling, goes down. Penalty to Chelsea. Late challenge, it seems. Really good ball from Cole Palmer. Incredible idea. You think he's going to open up, take a shot from distance. He faked that one. Straight through ball to Raheem Sterling, and then Sterling on the cutback. Tried to cut it onto his left. See the replay of this one. It's a challenge from Issa Diop. There is contact there. I'm sorry, but I'm not too sure if that's actually enough. I can see why Anthony Taylor's given it, but on the replay, well, Raheem Sterling has a reputation. That's all I'm going to say. Went down a bit easily there, I'd have to say. Well, Chelsea, some go against them, some go for them. They certainly have the better of the luck for getting penalties this season. That's their 8th penalty of the season, more than any other side in the Premier League. And they will want a positive end to the half. They have fought for over 47 minutes with their open play to try and find an opening goal. And now with Cole Palmer from the 12-yard spot to try and beat Bernleno to put Chelsea one up before the interval. Cole Palmer, their top goal scorer. Can he add to that tally? Cole Palmer steps up and finds the bottom corner. Beautiful penalty by Cole Palmer. Cool as you like. And he gets Chelsea's opener. And he gets his 9th goal of the season. 100% record from the spot continues. And Cole Palmer gives Chelsea the lead before half-time. Really good creative player is Cole Palmer. He made the pass to Raheem Sterling that followed up to win the penalty. Sterling, I felt, went down a bit easy, but the contact was there from Issa Diop to go down. Sterling did go down, and Cole Palmer stepped up for the penalty. Side-footed with his left boot, curling towards the side netting into the bottom right corner. Leno went to his right, down to the bottom left, and was nowhere near it. Chelsea 1, Fulham 0. And that's been probably coming for the whole of the first half, really. Nothing short of what they deserve, Chelsea, for the chances they've created. You can't complain. It's a free kick there, but they won't get enough time to take it. That is the end of the half. And at half-time, drama in the last minute or two. After 47 minutes of Chelsea pushing and probing and trying to find the opener against Fulham, it's a set piece. It's a penalty that splits the two sides of the break. Raheem Sterling going to ground from an Issa Diop challenge, and Cole Palmer with his 9th of the season to get Chelsea a narrow 1-goal lead at the interval at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1, Fulham 0. Welcome back to Premier League Live on LFS. Half time at Stamford Bridge. It is Chelsea 1, Fulham 0 at the break, where both sides have had a threatening first half, but it was Chelsea through the penalty from Cole Palmer that have the lead at the break at the moment. So late in the half, Cole Palmer's penalty in the 49th minute of that first half. Where they took the lead. So, the second half commentary here on LFS in around about 12 minutes' time, as you can see in the bottom left-hand side of your screen at half-time. A game last night to get match week 21 underway as Burnley were held to a 1-1 draw against Luton at Turf Moor. A late 92nd minute goal from Carlton Morris got the draw for Luton in that game. A must-win game for Burnley. Zeki Amdouni opened the scoring in the first half, and Burnley were trying to hold on to get the win and all 3 points, but in the end, Carlton Morris was the difference and rescued a point for Luton, where they sit in 18th at the moment. Luton on 16 points, level on points with Everton, but they have a game in hand on the teams above them. Luton, Burnley have already played 21, of course. They're only on 12 points, so 4 points clear of 18th, 4 points clear, of course, of safety, but that could be worse if Luton win their game in hand. It could be as much as 7 points adrift of safety. Burnley, that is why it was a must-win game, but still a long way to go in the season, of course. That was last night, of course, at the half at Stamford Bridge. It is Chelsea 1, Fulham 0. 3 more games still to come for you this weekend in the Premier League on LFS. Newcastle against Manchester City is at 5:30 this evening for St James's Park, and then a doubleheader tomorrow as Everton welcome Aston Villa to Goodison Park before Spurs head to Old Trafford, Manchester United and Tottenham at 4:30 this tomorrow afternoon. And then 5 games next weekend: Arsenal Crystal Palace, Brentford Nottingham Forest, Sheffield United West Ham, Liverpool's trip to Bournemouth, and Brighton welcome Wolves on the Monday Night Football. So that's next weekend. 5 this weekend, 5 next weekend. A split match week in the Premier League. At half-time then, of course, Chelsea 1, Fulham 0. Half-time in the Championship game as well, which is currently ongoing. A bit of drama in that one. They've also had a penalty to take the lead to find a leader at half-time, and it's Leicester that have taken the lead, of course, with their only shot on target of the first half. Kieran Dewsbury-Hall getting the goal from the spot, but not a positive end to the half ultimately for Leicester. They do have the lead, but have a man less on the pitch. Abdul Fatah Isaku getting sent off for a late foul, a straight red card for him. That means Leicester will be coming out at the second half with a man less than Coventry City, who are behind at the break. Coventry have had the better of the chances. Very even game in the end, but Coventry creating more at this moment in time. But Leicester have the crucial lead at the break in that one in the Championship. Leicester finding all different ways to win at the moment. They are 13 points clear at the top of the Championship as it stands, of course, with Ipswich still to play. They play this evening at home against Sunderland. Ipswich. The Championship is actually really exciting this season. Very competitive this season. Let's get the analysis then from half-time at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea leading by a goal to 0. Let's talk about that penalty. Now, I've just seen the replay of it again. I think Raheem Sterling goes down a bit easy, but then again, you make the argument, is Diop, what is he doing there going to ground inside his own box, going for the challenge against Raheem Sterling, who he knows, let's be honest, it's not a secret, Raheem Sterling will go to ground at any given chance. On any given occasion, not to kind of call him a diver or anything, but he has a reputation for a reason. Raheem Sterling, I think he did go down a bit easily, and that's the question at the minute. When players go down for penalties, is it whether it was contact or enough contact, or is it enough contact to go down in the box? Was it enough contact to take him out? I don't think that was, but is that the question? What is the threshold at the minute? We've seen those given previously, but we've also seen those not given in previous games where the players have gone to ground a slight bit easy, and I have to say the common denominator the last couple of games I've watched, the referee Anthony Taylor, he's had a good game so far in this one. I think he's made a lot of good decisions in this game, but I don't think the penalty was a good one. And I can see why he gave it, because he saw there was contact, but was it enough to go to ground? I don't think so. I think Anthony Taylor's bar is a lot lower than the Premier League average standard, because a lot of other referees wouldn't have given that, and VAR wouldn't have said there's enough to overturn it, so therefore Chelsea wouldn't have got the penalty in the end. You know, I'll go back to the game on New Year's Day, Liverpool against Newcastle. Liverpool got a late penalty through Diogo Jota that he went down to the ground very easily. There was contact, but not very much contact. Anthony Taylor pointed to the spot and VAR just couldn't overturn it. They said it wasn't a clear and obvious error. The same here. So there's consistency there through Anthony Taylor's kind of refereeing. He's not changing his mind and chopping and changing his mind and deciding to give one and not give one every week, and that's what we want, consistency, but consistency right the way through the referees would be nice to see. Also, one more other incident, of course, in that first half. Malo Gusto received a yellow card. Some concern over whether that was a yellow card or not, that challenge on Willian. It was one of those ones where Gusto lost the ball to Tom Kearney, and they tried to lunge to try and win it as Willian was coming in to try and pick up the ball, and they kind of lunged into the leg of Willian. His studs weren't up, they were kind of facing the ground, but the way the contact happened, it kind of crunched into the upper ankle of Willian, in between his ankle and his shin, and the studs did make heavy contact, and Willian was down for a good bit of time, getting a bit of treatment in that first half. That was probably the only stoppage, really major stoppage of the first half that we've had. But some questions, some concern over whether that should have been a red card to Chelsea, and how different a game that could have been. At the end of that half, Fulham had some good chances as well in that first half. Both sides have had 2 shots on target in the first half. 9 shots for Chelsea overall, 5 for Fulham. Chelsea have had 58% possession to Fulham's 42%. Chelsea's XG at the minute is 1.19, so they're averaging about where they should be, but of course the penalty XG will skew that a bit. 0.18 for Fulham, so they've had chances, but nothing majorly of concern. Harry Wilson's chance is probably their best at the back post, which is a good save by Petrovic. Fulham have had more corners than Chelsea. Chelsea have been offside twice. First half, 1 yellow card for them. They've had 1 big chance, Chelsea, which they've taken. Fulham yet to create a big chance in the game. Chelsea 87% passing accuracy to Fulham's 80% at the half at the moment. As it stands in the league, with Chelsea winning, they will move up to 8th, ahead of Manchester United and Newcastle, who both play this weekend. And they can also be caught by Wolves, who don't play till next Monday as well, Chelsea. So probably a big win if they want to try and push back into those European spots. 8th place they will be, and a level on points with Brighton, who are yet to play as well. And West Ham only 3 points ahead of Chelsea, but they also are yet to play. Fulham, on the other hand, they will be down to 13th. They will stay in 13th, actually, sorry, with a defeat, and they will have be only 3 points off Crystal Palace, 4 points off Forest, and 5 points off Brentford. Brentford have 2 games, a game in hand, and they're yet to play this week, and Palace and Forest also yet to play in close range of Fulham, so Fulham could be dragging their way down the table. But still another half of football, and still a very narrow game in the grand scheme of things at Stamford Bridge. Only a penalty separates the 2 teams at the break. Cole Palmer's penalty, the difference between the 2 at the break, but still another long half of football to come where anything can still happen. Fulham were 1-0 down in their last Premier League game, and that was against Arsenal. Bukayo Saka scoring early in that half, and a comeback from Fulham to win that one. Raul Jimenez and Bobby Decordova-Reid, the goal scorers, to win 2-1 against Arsenal on that day. Those other games, previous 3 games in the Premier League prior to that, where Fulham lost all 3 and failed to score in all 3, of course conceding the first goal, lost the game. The Arsenal game is the anomaly at the moment. And they also scored first against Liverpool in midweek. Fulham couldn't hold on. They were actually come back upon by Liverpool in midweek. Chelsea, on the other hand, they failed to score in midweek action against Middlesbrough. But their home form as of late has been very good. Their last league defeat at home was against Brentford back at the end of October when they were beaten 2-0. Since then, they have won all but one of their home Premier League games, and that was the 4-4 draw with Manchester City. So confident record at home, Chelsea, and a confident, probably a narrow lead, but certainly they will believe they can hold on and probably even better it in the second half. Where they lead by a goal to nil at the Blues at the moment. The second half from Stamford Bridge is on the way in just a moment. Welcome back to Premier League Live. Half time at Stamford Bridge. It is Chelsea 1, Fulham 0. The second half will get underway in just a moment as the players emerge from the dressing rooms at the moment. More Premier League action to tell you about this evening as Newcastle welcome Manchester City later this evening. 5:30 kickoff from St James's Park later this evening. Also in LFS this evening. Playoffs are back in the NFL this weekend's wild card weekend. We start with the Cleveland Browns at the Houston Texans, the 5th and 4th seeds in the AFC. That is 9:30 this evening on LFS. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications. We're on the road to 22,000. All support will be greatly appreciated as both sets of players back out for the second half here at Stamford Bridge. They're underway in that game between Coventry and Leicester for the second half, and update if anything changes in that one over the course of the second half. But back here at the bridge, all 22 players back out on the field, the referee joining them as well, ready to get this second half underway. Chelsea have a lead to defend. Fulham have a deficit to try and overcome. Which one will prevail? False start there. And there we go. Underway we are again at Stamford Bridge. Fulham getting us back into action in the second half, where they need to conjure up the comeback ability they had against Arsenal on New Year's Eve to get a result here at Stamford Bridge. A result that they have actually failed to get against Chelsea in a long, long time. We'll talk about that in a moment. Sterling tried to thread the ball through for Broja there. Good defending by Fulham. Good move by Chelsea down the left, actually. There's an offside flag up against Raheem Sterling there. A couple of those again. We've seen a couple of offsides in the first half. Chelsea, that's the second time Sterling's been caught offside in this game. So far this season, when scoring first, Chelsea dropped points just once out of 7 times when scoring first. 6 wins, 1 draw, no defeats when scoring first this campaign. 7 times scoring first, including this game. That's not really good for Chelsea. We take into account their early season troubles when they just couldn't score for love nor money. In any case, never mind scoring first, they just couldn't score. That was their issue. There's a foul there, but a flag is up anyway against Raul Jimenez. Wanted the free kick for that challenge by Thiago Silva. He came lunging in for the ball, did win the ball. The follow through did hit the upper ankle of Raul Jimenez. And it will actually be a free kick for Fulham. The referee did signal for an offside definitely there, but he clearly pulled it back now for a free kick to Fulham after that challenge. Similar challenge to the Malo Gusto one in the first half. Probably a bit lower, but similar. Although this time Thiago Silva did win the ball. It's just a follow through that got the foul. And Fulham have another set piece. Set pieces, they've really not shown massive threat so far. But they've probably talked about it. They know they're getting set pieces, had a lot of corners at the end of the half, and Marco Silva's probably targeted that to try and change things in the second half. Kearney with a delivery to the back post. Well cleared away by Broja. And now Chelsea trying to counter. Enzo Fernandez skips past the challenge of Willian. Fernandez breaks into the Fulham half. Possession will continue. Referee was playing the advantage as Fernandez was curtailed by Harry Wilson, but lost possession, and Chelsea will get a free kick from that counter-attack. Really good move. Run down the left-hand side from Enzo Fernandez, and it's a gut-busting lunge. It's a run and then a devastating lunge by Harry Wilson. Straight through the back of Enzo Fernandez, and that gets him a yellow card. Harry Wilson. First Fulham player to be booked this afternoon. And Harry Wilson, the man, for that foul on Enzo Fernandez. Here's Armando Broja on the right flank. Easily covered over and a bit isolated at the second, but he'll carry the ball in field. Fernandez from distance finds Palmer, trying to spin away at the edge of the box, trying to work it through. Here's Broja trying to work it onto his opposite foot to get a clean strike, but didn't find the opportunistic moment to take the strike and allowed Fulham to recover it and get it away. Bernlino with a clearance. Kearney. But again, Cole Palmer, the creative force for Chelsea once again, picking the ball up on the edge of the box, turning and finding a player in the box. Really good from Cole Palmer. Well, one back by Tete there, but just run away from the Fulham player and Harry Wilson on that right flank, and Chelsea will get the throw in. Gallagher finds it to Cole Palmer. He's got the nickname of Cold Palmer at the moment. Here's Malo Gusto on the overlap. Left footed back towards Palmer on the edge of the box. Palmer open in space and wide of the post for that curling shot. He had the space on the edge of the box there. It's where he's picking up the ball on a couple of different occasions. Really good idea. We'll see this chance for Broja again. Nice ball by Palmer through the middle. Broja in space. Should have took it first time. Should have just flashed at it, but tried to work the space and get an inch, but in the end waited too long and allowed Fulham to recover. Just needed to be clinical there. Did Armando Broja just take the chance when it comes? And that's kind of the intelligence that can develop in a player, is being in those situations, knowing when to take a touch and when to just take a strike when the ball comes for you. And that was one of those occasions where I think Armando Broja should have just taken the strike first time. Although he was surrounded, he just had to take the shot to try and get something. You never know. You miss 100% of the chances, or the shots you don't take. Tete with the throw-in on the right. Linking up with Pereira. Back to Kenny Tete. He has to go back to Tosin. Plays it across to Ish Diop, whose challenge won the penalty for Chelsea. For them to take a half-time lead. I'm sure he'll want to rectify his mistake and make an impact for his team in the second half, but keep to his job. That's how you can rectify the mistake. Make good defensive challenges, although I don't think his challenge was too out of pocket, to be fair. Bit of tennis in the middle. Neither side able to keep the possession there, but here's Willian, gets a good run of it, and Kearney received the ball from Willian but just couldn't find the space to take the shot. And now Chelsea on the break. Here's Sterling. They need to make something of this, Chelsea. Broya in the box, takes a touch away from the defender. Blocked around again. Finds it to Fernandez. Cross in, Sterling! Hit the post! And Gusto with a follow-up. Nowhere near. Raheem Sterling. So agonisingly close for 2-0. Really good run by him initially. Finds it to Broya in the box. Cuts it back to Enzo Fernandez, and Sterling, I think he might have been just offside, but his header bounced down and hit the right post. I think he was offside nonetheless, Raheem Sterling, but massive opportunity again for Chelsea. Good cross by Fernandez, but well spotted and good space for him. Here's Pereira, finds Willian with a strike blocked and cleared away by Gallagher. They felt there was an arm involved, did the Fulham players. Referee says no. They play on though. Here's Tete. Fulham a bit buoyed by the kind of open nature of this game in the last moment or two, and they'll win a throw-in, which will allow the game to stop momentarily, I would say. We'll see the replay of this. Willian's shot. Yeah, there's never a handball in there. I mean, Axel Disasi has both arms held together behind his back. Even if it does hit his arm, it's not handball, and it doesn't hit his arm. It hits his kind of hip, his left hip, which is not handball. Fulham have it here with Kearney. Now Robinson on the left-hand side has space and time. Finds it to Willian, ahead of him. Continued his run, Robinson. Finds the ball, cuts it back. And too much for Jimenez. Just a slight second too late to make the jump. Raul Jimenez, he did connect with it, but the pace and power that it was coming at him, he had to be diving onto the ball, not reaching back towards it. And that's what happened, which let that chance down. But Fulham still a real good threat. And still very capable of getting back into this game. Despite Chelsea having the chances and the domination of the possession, they still have opportunities, Fulham. And when it's still at 1-0, anything can still happen. Gallagher, Palmer, but Chelsea want to avoid that. They want to get their second, to give them a bit of breathing room and extend their lead in this game, consolidate their first half performance. And already their second half performance in the first 10 minutes, which is poorly advocated for a second goal. But yet, not finding it just yet. 10 minutes gone. Still Chelsea lead by a goal to nil in this second half. But both sides having opportunities to change the scoreline so far. An energetic start to the half indeed. Here's Disasi. Caicedo, good movement by Chelsea. Here's Gallagher. Down the right is Gusto, back in field to Conor Gallagher. Gusto continued on the overlap. Right foot across by Gusto, and Broya was on the connection. Hit off a Fulham defender for a corner. Really good by Malo Gusto. A fizzed cross along the ground. Broya knew it was coming. Fired it across, did Gusto, and Broya got a slight connection to it with his right foot. Flicked it on, but well covered was Tosin to put it out for the corner. Good move by Chelsea, but good bit of defending there from Fulham. Palmer with a corner. Back post. Completely missed in the middle. And Jimenez will try and carry it away, but he'll get the throw in. in the end. Although Levi Colwell thought that he had a throw in, but Anthony Taylor pointed in the opposite direction. Well, this is kind of the way the first half ended in this game. Very open. Both sides going for it a bit more, pushing for it. Chelsea ended up benefiting out of the two teams from that position. Fernandes trying to work it into the box. Well, one back, but the referee is going to give a free kick to Fulham. Felt Enzo Fernandez had fouled Tom Kearney in trying to win the ball back, and it's going to be a booking as well for Enzo Fernandez, which gets a bit of a head shake. Yeah, it is a late challenge. He does get the ball, but doesn't make any contact with the ball. He actually gets the ball by hooking it away from Tom Kearney, and he took the man out initially. So Enzo Fernandez is booked for that challenge. Another pretty good decision by Anthony Taylor, really. I swear I'm not being paid by the PGMOL to praise the referees. Definitely not. Definitely not. Anyway, moving on. Let's forget about that. Throw into Fulham on the right hand side. After that free kick, they sent it forward and won the throw in. A nice fake by Jimenez. Wilson tries to cut it back, flicked it back instead of crossing it, and give the ball straight back to Chelsea. Fernandes carries it away. Gallagher on the spin. Heavy touch. Does keep the possession. Palmer. Beautiful touch. Here's Cole Palmer. Gusto on the overlap. He's got options. Finds Malo Gusto. Crossing. And Sterling was coming onto it, but blocked away. Palmer delivers it again. Back post. And just evaded Armando Broja. Goal kick. Goodness me. Couple of good chances for Chelsea again. And all created by Cole Palmer. An incredible touch. Flicks it over the head of Anthony Robinson. Left for dead. Inside his own, around the halfway line. Palmer breaks down the right hand side. Gives it to Gusto. Fizzes a ball across. And Sterling was coming onto it. Blocked. And then the follow up from Palmer. Just evaded Broja at the back post. Palmer to Broja again though. Chelsea feeling that a second goal is on the horizon. Fernandes trying to work his way through, but Tussin, who's been strong all day, Tussin, in those challenges, gets it cleared for a Chelsea throw-in. He's been probably Fulham's best defender of the afternoon, Tussin. Another cross, this time by Levi Colwell, and put out of play by Kenny Tete for another Chelsea corner. Certainly a period of dominance for Chelsea, but yet not able to find a second goal as of yet, and Fulham can feel that the dominance is feel the dominance of Chelsea, and they're going to make a few changes. Looks like Bobby De Cordova-Reid and Timothy Castagne coming on, but a cross from the left hand side from Chelsea into the hands of Bernd Leno. Now Jimenez, Kearney caught on the ball, but the referee said no foul. Sterling kind of lost his balance there, and the pass was a bit wayward. Allowed Anthony Robinson to recover and win the throw-in, which will mean there might be these substitutions coming imminently from Fulham. Are they just going to take a moment? I think they're going to wait. Anthony Robinson readying to take this throw-in on the left-hand side inside his own half. 60 minutes gone. Chelsea 1, Fulham 0. 30 minutes to go. Disasi. Thiago Silva. All the way back to Petrovic. Petrovic, who hasn't been called into action very much this afternoon, really. But when he has been, he's made the good saves. 2 occasions. Willian. Now Kearney. Trying to return it to Willian, but took a deflection which actually helped Chelsea in recovering the ball. Palmer. Beautiful spread of the ball. Finds Enzo Fernandez. Space through the middle. Fernandez closed down. Finds it out to Colwell though. Here is Enzo Fernandez, made his way out to the left-hand side this time. He gets the ball from Colwell and he gives it back to Disasi. Gallagher. Gusto. Now Palmer. Has to. If Fulham are going to get back into this game, one thing that they kind of have to do is stop Cole Palmer. And at the minute, it looks as hard as anything. Looks to be reveling in confidence. Although they've given it away there, Chelsea. Willian. Kearney. A bit risky. But Tossin knew what was coming and got the cover. Gave it back to his keeper who fires it long. Caught in possession there in the middle. We're Fulham. D up with the clearance. Picked up by Andres Pereira though. Space for Fulham and they have the bodies forward. Here's Willian down the left. Comes in field. Willian. Has to go right out to the far right hand side. Here's Wilson. Back to Willian. Waiting for the overlap of Tete. Tete was threatening and Colwell was on the cover and kept in, but the cross from Tete straight into the hands of Petrovic. It was up in the air for quite a while there. That cross from Kenny Tete. Just awaiting the outcome. And calm, collected catch by Dodi Petrovic. Despite this dominance from Chelsea, they're yet to have a shot on target in the second half. So although the constant threat that they've had and the chance creation, they're yet to test the Chelsea or the Fulham goalkeeper very much in the second half. I'm going to make changes then, Fulham. Told you about those changes going to be imminent. Harry Wilson's going to be the first of them to come off. So Wilson, who had that massive opportunity in the first half, saved by Petrovic, he's going to make way. He's going to be replaced by Bobby De Cordova-Reid, and Kenny Tete is going to be the other change. So both on that right hand side, Tete and Wilson off, Petrovic, De Cordova-Reid and Timothy Castagna on to replace them. Both started in midweek and were benched today, of course, probably fitness reasons. Didn't want to send them 2 intense games in a row. And they will play the remainder of the 27 or so minutes that we have here, plus the additional time at Stamford Bridge. And we'll try and make their substitution count and make an impact for Fulham. De Cordova-Reid, who is a real threat for Fulham down that right hand side, caused Liverpool problems in midweek and caused a lot of problems for Arsenal in Fulham's last Premier League game. Got the winning goal on that occasion. Castagna has to go back to Leno. Leno with a long clearance. Disasi with the first header. All the way through back to Castagna. Cleared away by Tossin. Taken into his stride by Raul Jimenez. Spins away from the challenger Silva. Feeds it forward. De Cordova-Reid trying to catch up with Levi Colwell. But Colwell, actually, the pressure from De Cordova-Reid actually works for Fulham. Colwell runs it straight out of play. Through in for Fulham. Taken. Finds Pereira, but not totally convincing there. And Chelsea win the throw in from the Fulham loss of the possession. So 25 or so minutes to go in this one, plus additional time. 20 less than that to go. 22 minutes to go in the game in the Championship between Coventry and Leicester. Leicester made a change at half-time. Actually, Casey McAteer came on for Steffi Mavididi after that red card before the end of the half. Leicester did make a change and still at the moment lead under a bit of pressure, but have had more shots on target in the second half. Less possession, but Leicester still lead with the one less player on the field for them. Still Leicester lead by a goal to nil. Speaking of changes, Chelsea are going to make another one, or going to make their first one actually. Armando Broja is coming off. So, came into the game today trying to create a focal point to Chelsea's attack. He has done that, to be fair. He has been a threat, but going to be changed. And Noni Madueke is coming on. But here's Sterling. Chance for Chelsea. Body's coming into the box. Tries to play it across to Gallagher. Blocked. Now Madueke. First involvement. Palmer through the middle and just overhit to find Conor Gallagher. And allowed Burn Leno to recover. And come diving out to catch the ball. Noni Madueke instantly involved there. And again, Palmer, the key component to that Chelsea attacking move. And he's actually taken up the central striker role as Cole Palmer. Madueke's worked his way out to the right hand side and Sterling stayed on the left, so Broja leaving the field puts Cole Palmer up front, and Broja's replacement swaps with Palmer and takes up that right wing position. Noni Madueke. Clearance by Chelsea, headed away by Tosin. Gallagher brings it down, finds Sterling on the halfway line. Only go backwards though from that position, Chelsea. Here's Thiago Silva. Gusto. Silva. Madueke to Caicedo. Now Enzo Fernandez. Colwell to Sterling. Now Fernandez driving towards the edge of the box. Gallagher picks it up on the left hand side. Keeping the attack alive was Colwell. He does keep it alive. Fulham trying to throw bodies on the line. Nice spin by Palmer, cleared away. Tried to be rescued again by Levi Colwell. Good step in by Thiago Silva. Now Madueke takes over. Madueke at the byline, cuts it back. Folds to Colwell. Over the bar. Such good attack and approach play from Chelsea again when you think they've just lost their possession. In steps Thiago Silva, puts his body on the line to win the ball. Taken over by Noni Madueke, who just drives to the byline, edge of the 6-yard box, cuts it back, and Levi Colwell coming onto it just inside the 18-yard box and side foots it with his right over the bar. Goal kick Fulham. But again, Chelsea inches away from a second goal and a more confident lead. Those fine margins are what the Premier League and football is all about. Lovely ball over the top by Fulham. Decordova-Reid made the run. Colwell on full cover. Cuts it back for Castagna. Now Decordova-Reid again. João Palhinha to Kearney. Tosin to Diop. Fulham trying to keep the possession, trying to ease the pressure on their defence and cause Chelsea a few problems, but their attack comes crashing down themselves. And Silva's clearance dove at by two Chelsea players, and Fulham win the ball. Robinson. Bit of confusion there from Chelsea as to who was going up for the ball, Gallagher or Noni Madueke, and they both went up for it, and it rebounded off both of them, and Fulham won the ball back. And as they try and play the ball down the line, put it a play by Colwell. Fulham throw as we hit the last 20 minutes of this game. Chelsea 1, Fulham 0. Still a very, very narrow game. Only that Cole Palmer penalty separates the two teams on the scoreline. And credit to Fulham the fact that they've been able to hang in the game and not go further behind, but it's probably more to the fact that Chelsea haven't been able to convert for a second goal rather than Fulham good defending. But when they create big chances, Fulham, they have the best conversion rate of big chances from any Premier League side this season. 59.7% conversion rate from big chances. Very, very threatening when they do get their opportunity. Fulham, they more often than not take it. But they've given the ball away. Robinson overplayed it. Madueke coming away with the ball. Down the right-hand side. Palhinha to cover. Madueke still going. Hits it off Issa Diop and out for a corner to Chelsea. Really good burst of pace from Noni Madueke down the right-hand side. Robinson just overplayed the ball. Tried to slide in. Gusto with a nice pass. Finds Noni Madueke down the right-hand side. Palhinha trying to cover him and stop the attack, but real good burst of pace from Madueke. and wins Chelsea a corner. And trying to cut the ball back. Cole Palmer will take this corner, as he has done all afternoon for Chelsea. Cole Palmer, left-footed delivery to the back post, and find a Fulham player in there to half clear it, not fully away. Here's Sterling trying to escape, but it's Fulham that try and carry it away, and Colwell, the man, will be penalised for a challenge on Raul Jimenez. Free kick to Fulham on the edge of their box there, which they've already taken. Diop. Oh, heavy touch by Diop. He gets away with it. Gallagher just couldn't nick it away from him, but oh, nice ball in behind. Pereira's made the run. Two Chelsea players in the way. Pereira trying to work an angle, cuts it across. Back post. Jimenez, big save by Petrovic. So close again, Fulham. Awful from Chelsea in their own box. How they let it run across, I don't know. And somehow they haven't conceded. But encouragement for Fulham. They will feel they can work it from this. Cut back from Robinson. Couldn't find a white shirt in there. Willian trying to challenge. Referee said no foul. I was expecting a whistle to come there and a point for a Chelsea free kick, which one of the Chelsea players, the man that was fouled there, well, felt he was fouled. But look at this. Pereira, left foot across, just right across the box. Not a single Chelsea player within a few yards of the ball allows Raul Jimenez to take the shot at the back post. There's about 4 or 5 Chelsea players in the box and not a single one of them gets anywhere near it. But the crucial connection from Petrovic to make the save down to his right hand side and deny Raul Jimenez a goal at the bridge to level it for Fulham. And Jimenez himself not in bad goal scoring form. And they feel the chances are coming now, Fulham. Can they take one of them? Willian. Deeper a bit now. Spreads it out to the left. Jimenez chests it down in the box. Takes the strike. Straight down the throat of Petrovic. But it was on target from Jimenez. And as I said, his last 4 Premier League appearances, he's scored 4 goals. 4 and 4 in the Premier League for Jimenez. 2 against Forest, 1 against West Ham, didn't score against Newcastle, but then followed that up with a goal against Arsenal. And now Fulham have another free kick, and a yellow card is coming out for Moises Caicedo this time. A late challenge on by him on Andreas Pereira. Nowhere near the ball there, Caicedo, and it is a poor challenge in the end. And really smart from Andreas Pereira. Gets his body in the way of Caicedo. Knows the challenge is coming. Really smart play. And wins the free kick for Fulham. Caicedo gets nothing but a yellow card for that challenge. But Fulham in the ascendancy. Chelsea feeling the pressure. I think Ben Chilwell was getting ready on the sidelines to be thrown into the deep end, I'm sure. In this one, Chilwell. And they have this free kick to defend first, Chelsea. Andreas Pereira won it. It looks like Pereira will step up to take it. Willian joining him. Of course, former Chelsea player in Willian. But Andreas Pereira will set up to take it. Cole Palmer, the so-called draft excluder, lying down behind the wall. That'd be crucial. Andreas Pereira steps up to take this free kick. Steps up right footed over the bar. Not one of the most accurate of free kicks from Andreas Pereira. He knows how to find the net from those positions, but not on that occasion. And probably Chelsea get away with another one of those. Well, actually, just to confirm, Caicedo didn't receive a yellow card. It was Axel Disasi that received the yellow card. Caicedo didn't receive one. It was Disasi who got booked for kicking the ball away. So Caicedo did make the challenge, but he wasn't booked for the challenge. It was Disasi that was booked for kicking the ball away after that challenge. Just a correction there. So Caicedo not booked. It was Disasi that was shown a yellow card. Change for Chelsea in that break of play. And Ben Chilwell back on the field, back in the team, and massively so for Chelsea. Of course, a very important footballer in this Chelsea team is Ben Chilwell, and he's back in the fray and back amongst the action now. And injuries have been kind of the headline for Ben Chilwell recently. Not been heavily involved for Chelsea, not even just this season, last season as well. Struggled with injuries right the way through last season, and he's been injury ravaged again this season, but can hope he's back to fitness now and hoping he can make an impact. Here's Colwell though, gets to the byline, cuts it back, blocked, and Fulham get bodies in the way, but can't deny a corner, which will come for Chelsea on the left hand side. And Colwell, the man who stepped into place for Chilwell on that left hand side, is still making an impact, still threatening the Fulham defence, which despite their recent chances, Fulham, they still need to be careful that they don't concede a second, and that would put the game beyond all reasonable doubt really. Chelsea get a second, but at 1-0 it's still very much in the balance. Ben Chilwell back in the team and back on the corners. Left footed delivery from Chilwell, first corner, and Disasi got a good header on it but didn't direct it towards goal, allowed Fulham to clear it. Gusto cleared away again by Tosin this time. Willian flicks it on. Jimenez, good touch and got away from him there. And Thiago Silva, the man making the foul and making the challenge. And a yellow card will go the way of another Chelsea player. And Thiago Silva gets the yellow card that time for that challenge on Raul Jimenez. He had to make the challenge, did Thiago Silva. He didn't want to leave Jimenez running through one-on-one. Although there was man in cover, that's why it's only a yellow for Thiago Silva. Did have a man in coverage in Cole Palmer. He got lucky though, did Thiago Silva. And another yellow card coming. So that's also a yellow card coming out for another Chelsea player. Just to confirm that for you. Another reason. Another yellow card through kicking the ball away. Cole Palmer this time booked for kicking the ball away. So that's 2 yellow cards for Chelsea. Out of their 5 have been petulance, kicking the ball away. 3 of them through fouls. Pereira with delivery from the free kick. Tosin with the flick on. And no one there to meet it but Dorde Petrovic, who got a firm grip on the ball. Clearance there out of the way by Issa Diop. Goal in the game at the Coventry Building Society Arena in the Championship. Leicester led at half time with one less player on the field through a red card for Abdul Fatwa Isahaku just before half time, after Kieran and Dewsbury's Hall penalty put Leicester ahead, and an equaliser from Coventry City. They've been pushing the whole way through the second half. They've been the better side, the more threatening of the two teams, and they find their equaliser. Callum O'Hare getting Coventry back on level terms. 1-1 in the Championship, heading into the last 7 or 8 minutes in that one. Into the final 10 minutes here at Stamford Bridge, and Timothy Castaño's just made a challenge to put the ball behind for a Chelsea corner. So another set piece for Fulham to defend. Chelsea's 6th corner of the game. They've actually overtaken Fulham in this second half. Fulham yet to have a corner in the second half. Chelsea have had 5 in the second half. Left-footed delivery from Chilwell again. Headed away this time by Tosin. Gallagher keeping it alive. Noni Madueke trying to find his way into the box. Does so. Takes the ball down nicely. Here is Madueke. Gallagher back to Palmer. Palmer trying to deliver it in. Bit low that time. And now Jimenez nicks it away. Goes from distance. But That was so not the right decision from Raul Jimenez. Spotted the goalkeeper off his line and wanted to go for this spectacular, awful decision in the end, as Willian was free on the right, and that was probably the right decision to make the pass, but he ended up trying to go for the spectacular chance to score and ended up easily picked off by Petrovic. I'm sure if that ends up being the moment where Fulham had their chance on the break, I am sure Marco Silva will be fuming about that at the end in his post-match interview and press conference, of course. It will be brought up. Indeed, Fulham are going to make another double change. Andres Pereira and João Palhinha coming off. They're going to be replaced by Muniz and Sasalukic. So, Rodrigo Muniz and Sasalukic coming on for Palhinha and Pereira. So Fulham making more changes, having to switch out their side, of course, but both of these sides will have a winter break before they're back in action. And next midweek, so not midweek coming, the midweek after that, Chelsea host Middlesbrough in the second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final, where they are 1-0 down after the first leg. Here's Conor Gallagher! It's the post! Tried to go with the outside of his right boot, and inches away from a second again, Chelsea. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Has to go backwards. My goodness me. So close again for Chelsea. Ball in behind. Chilwell had made the run, but he was offside. In the end, as I was saying, Chelsea host Middlesbrough next midweek in the second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final, where they trail by goal to nil Chelsea, Middlesbrough beating them 1-0 in the first leg. Fulham also in Carabao Cup semi-final action in next midweek. That's next Wednesday, so not this Wednesday, next Wednesday, the 24th of January. They will welcome Liverpool to Craven Cottage for the second leg, where they trail by 2-1 after the first leg. So both of these two teams have a deficit to overturn in their second legs of the Carabao Cup semi-finals. If they both do, they will meet each other in the final at the end of next month. And this won't be the final West London derby between these two this season. That would be a fairy tale, because Fulham made their Carabao Cup or League Cup semi-final debut against Liverpool in midweek, had never been involved in a League Cup semi-final prior to that. Fulham, and they made that in the week, and we're not too far away from getting a result out of that one. Liverpool with a comeback in the second half after going 1-0 down to beat Fulham in the end. But with 6 minutes plus additional time to go, Chelsea have given it away again, and here's Robinson running through the middle. Robinson lays it off, deckered over Reid, bouncing around the box. Here's Anthony Robinson. Shot was blocked, and quite firmly so, but the referee's going to pull it back for a free kick to Fulham on the edge of the box. A foul on, I'm trying to see who that was it? It's Muniz. That's a late challenge by Levi Colwill. So that's another free kick, and a very, very dangerous area this for Chelsea to try and defend, and a bit of expletives there from Levi Colwill. Certainly not agreeing with the decision. I mean, I don't think he can argue very much. It was a foul. He's lucky he didn't get a yellow card for that. He didn't. The only Chelsea player in the back four not to have a yellow card at the minute is Levi Colwill. Silva, Disasian, Gusto, all on bookings. Fulham have another chance from a set piece. Willian over this one, of course. No Pereira on the field. Substituted off moments ago. And Willian looks the favourite to take this one. Inside the final 5 minutes of the 90. Petrovic, will he be called upon? Fulham will hope he'll be called upon and hope he will not be able to deal with it. But with the kind of impact of this, so how close this free kick is, literally on the edge of the box. Chelsea are on the edge of their own 6-yard box at the moment, having to defend this, and this will be a tough one for Willian to take. Willian takes it, and just over the bar, and he hangs his head to the sky. Willian, feeling that was another opportunity missed. was a tough one. Try and get up and down. He tried to go for a cross goal kind of technique. Avoided the wall completely. Tried to catch Petrovic out at the opposite end. And try and curl it around him, but too much height. It was always going to be tough from around that area. Try and get the ball up and down. He tried to use that technique of getting the ball across goal to help that and bring it down a bit quicker, but not enough. Madueke challenge there. Referee waves away any chance of a free kick. Felt that he went down too easily there, did referee Anthony Taylor. Here's Tom Kearney trying to measure a long ball. Wasn't allowed that chance by Caicedo. Finds it to Lukic. Now Deckard over Reid. Muniz was on the spin, but looking for Raul Jimenez, and he wasn't there either. And Chelsea get it cleared. Tosin. Fulham, the team pushing late on here at Stamford Bridge. Trying to get a late equaliser. Well, speaking of late goals, there's been another one at the Coventry Building Society Arena in the Championship, and it is the home side that have turned it on its head. Milan van Ewijk with the goal in the 88th minute, and they could be winning at home again. Could win this game, Coventry, from 1-0 down at the half, coming back in the second half to lead by 2-1 on the verge of 90 minutes. They've been the better side in the second half, but Leicester with one less player on the field, and they trail 2-1, and Enzo Maresca's side in a bit of bother at the moment. 2-1 down away from home. Still time to go though in that one. Anything can still happen. Nice pass by Kearney. Finds Willian. Space for Fulham to break here. Willian taking his time. Down the line to Robinson. Kearney had made a run. Back to Willian though. Fulham know that they need to do something of great quality here. Willian with a cross in. Tried to find the head of Muniz. Cleared away. Madueke gives it to Enzo Fernandez, trying to get Chelsea up the pitch. And if they can't get that second, Chelsea, which doesn't look likely, all they have to do is manage the game and try and keep it at 1-0. They're in control. They're the side that have the lead. It's Fulham that need to disrupt that. And at the moment, so far, Fulham are trying their ever hardest. Chelsea somehow not faltering yet. Fulham, through no fault of kind of not for the want of trying. Good skill by Palmer, but good covering by Anthony Robinson, who defended that position well. But that's an awful pass by Lukic, given away, and now Chelsea are in. Enzo Fernandez. Palmer couldn't get the ball. Really well snatched away by Timothy Castagna. Last minute of the 90. We'll see how long we'll be added on to this game, and probably an exciting end to the game at Stamford Bridge. Jimenez wins a free kick for Fulham. They take it quickly. Don't want the momentum to be lost in this one, Fulham. Want to keep the intensity and the tempo of the game up. That suits them at the moment. They want to make this an open game. Ball over the top, but they're not going to do it if they do things like that. Too much on that ball and right the way through to Petrovic, who gets a comfortable catch on the ball. Chelsea are going to eye up some changes, and we will have 5 added minutes as Chelsea come forward. Here's Conor Gallagher trying to work it into space, run into trouble. Back to Noni Madueke, who has space and time, and good save by Leno. Caught it with one hand to block the Noni Madueke chance from going into the back of the net. Very, very close again for Chelsea, but a good dive down to his left from Bernd Leno denied him. Here's Willian at the other end. Cross was easily cleared away by Colwell, but here's Sasa Lukic again, caught in possession, nowhere near the level. That's twice he's given the ball away. And now Chelsea on the brick. Palmer got Madueke with him, trying to find Madueke. Fantastic from Issa Diop to get in the way of it. Robinson, and that ball to Willian is misplaced, and Chelsea will have it back. So 5 added minutes, as I mentioned. We've already played one of those, so time running out for Fulham to get a late equaliser, to rescue a point. We saw Luton do that against Burnley last night in the Friday night action. Burnley held on, had the lead for so long, but the 92nd minute proved crucial for Luton, and they got a goal through Carlton Morris to rescue a point in a 1-1 draw. We're in a similar position here where Fulham are pushing and probing for that equalising goal, and they have 3 minutes to try and find it, but Chelsea are going to make a double change to try and waste as much time as possible and deny them that opportunity. Fulham. And Gusto and Palmer are the two coming off. So Malo Gusto and Cole Palmer coming off. They're going to be replaced by Carney Chukwuemeka, who was back on the bench after injury as well. For him, he's back in the team. And Malo Gusto is going to be replaced by Alfie Gilchrist. So Gilchrist and Chukwuemeka on for Gusto and Palmer. Another goal at the Coventry Building Society Arena, and that is certainly game over now. It is Coventry 3, Leicester City 1, and Callum O'Hare with his second of the day in the 94th minute sails the 3 points for Coventry City in the end. 10-man Leicester, no match for Coventry in the second half, and Leicester will not extend their lead at the top. They will probably lose points at the top at the moment. They still trail 3-1 in the 95th minute there. In the 93rd minute here at Stamford Bridge, it's Fulham that continue to push. Will there be late drama in this one? The Premier League this season has been summed up, you could sum it up by late goals, late drama, late excitement in games. It's epitomised by that last minute opportunities for teams. Anybody can beat anybody in this league at the moment. That's how competitive it is. And for all of Chelsea's dominance at times in this game, they haven't just been able to kill Fulham off in this second half. That was clearly the objective from Mauricio Pochettino at half time, and they haven't been able to do it, and that's why they're under pressure at this moment in time. Here's Kearney. Deckard over Reid. Trying to work a bit of space. Taken out there, and he'll get the free kick. Bobby Deckard over Reid. The foul by Ben Chilwell, and the home fans not happy. It's actually Colwell that makes the late challenge. Was involved there, both Chilwell and Colwell, but Colwell made the contact, and Fulham will get the free kick. Last minute of the 95. A final opportunity surely for Fulham to get an equaliser later on. Chelsea, surely this will be the last opportunity for them. The last they need. Right footed delivery, right end of the way into the box, cut across, blocked in the middle, scramble, not cleared away. Kearney blocked, and Chelsea do get it away, but probably inches away there from Fulham from getting an equaliser. And a crucial block in there from someone for Chelsea. Maybe one last opportunity, still time. Up forward, toss him with a flick on. Bombed away by Gilchrist. Still by Kearney, who spins away from the challenger Gallagher. Under pressure, loses possession. And Chelsea look to carry it away. Nice from Madueke to skip past the challenge. Has to get Chelsea forward. Can't get them forward, loses possession. Is there one more chance? Anthony Taylor's letting it run. Ball over the top, flicked on. Oh, Muniz was inches away from taking it down. Jimenez takes it down, cleared away by Thiago Silva. Still alive. Ball bouncing about inside the Chelsea half, and Fulham are scrambling to try and rescue anything that they can at this late stage. One final opportunity and they'll get a free kick. Willian fouled. One final opportunity you will fail for Fulham. And the referee took his time to make that decision. Wanted to make the right one at this very late stage. And how close this game could be. Chelsea scrambled it away from the last one somehow. This is surely the last action of the game. Last chance saloon for Fulham. In the 97th minute, can they steal a point from the Bridge in this West London derby? Willian to take this free kick. Can the former Chelsea player cause Chelsea trouble? Ball delivered in, not headed properly, not fully cleared away, and still we continue. Ball flicked on, still in the Chelsea box. They can't get it away for whatever Mitch means. Madwicki does, and that proves crucial. Final whistle goes at the Bridge, and a dramatic of endings in this lunchtime game, in this West London derby. Chelsea, for all their dominance in the game, all the game comes down to is how they have defended in the last few minutes of this game. Fulham have thrown everything they have got at Chelsea, but the West London Blues hold on to get a win and to hold on for 3 points. A clean sheet as well will do them ever so good, but Fulham were still very much in this game to the very, very death. In the end, it was Chelsea that held on. Fulham were hoping for a repeat of last night's storyline, but Chelsea held firm, held strong, and held Fulham to nothing today. Big saves from Petrovic, big last-ditch defending from Chelsea on moments, got the ball away from danger and denied Fulham. Fulham were failed to be killed off by Chelsea in the second half, and Cole Palmer's penalty from the first half is the winner in the end. A 1-goal game at the Bridge to decide where the 3 points go. Is the home side continue their very, very good home form and continue that goal-scoring form at home, and they move themselves up to 8th in the Premier League table, ahead of Manchester United and Newcastle in 9th and 10th. Fulham in 13th could be under threat from the teams below them in Palace and Forest and Brentford, but at the moment it is Chelsea who hold on, hold firm and get the 3 points in this crucial of West London derbies. Final score from Stamford Bridge: Chelsea 1, Fulham 0.